We now know a local rapper and his cousin will spend the rest of their lives in prison. Hakeem Robinson, also known as KSOO, along with Leroy Whitaker Jr., were sentenced today in the death of Charles McCormick Jr. Our Haja Baj joined us live outside the Duval County Courthouse this evening. And Haja, tell us more about what happened inside the courtroom.
Yeah, guys, I was in the courtroom today when Robinson and Whitaker found out they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars without parole. Now, both men declined to speak as the judge announced their sentences.
His life was taken unjustly, and the ripple effect of the act that has forever changed his family, friends, and community. But it brings some kind of relief knowing that this individual will no longer have the power to take another life.
Is there anything you wish to say? Okay. By unanimous verdict, and at this time this court will then adjudicate you guilty of that offense and sentence you to the only lawful sentence that this court can impose, and that is mandatory life in prison without the eligibility for parole.
Jacksonville rapper Hakeem Robinson, also known as KSOO, and his cousin Leroy Whitaker Jr. were sentenced Wednesday to life in prison without parole for the 2020 killing of 23-year-old Charles McCormick Jr. According to the police, McCormick was shot on January 15, 2020 at Dames Point Plaza in Arlington. An off-duty officer witnessed the shooting and said the gunman stood over McCormick and fired a rifle before fleeing in a Nissan Altima. The officer pursued the car until it crashed. 3 people ran from the scene. Robinson and Whitaker were later arrested and charged with first-degree murder. A jury unanimously found Robinson guilty for first-degree murder on July 31st of this year. Family members of McCormick were in the courtroom, sharing their grief and sending a message to the community.
We pray that this moment causes reflection, not only for those being sentenced, but for anyone listening.
These types of stories breaks my heart all the time because I get so righteously angry with the fact that so many of us young brothers are dying or going to prison for the rest of our lives because of the streets, because of these rap songs. And that is why I am very passionate about calling out this nonsense that we promote in the music today. I am passionately calling out this hypocritical behavior with the rappers who say they are for the people and Black Lives Matter and all this stuff, but they making music that is anti-life, that is not pro-life. And I see the situation breaks my heart because I know that these young brothers didn't ask to be in this lifestyle. If you dig into the story, his father was actually in the streets. His father was actually a promoter of this lifestyle, and he actually testified against his own son in this whole situation, which breaks my heart even more, that his father had to testify against his own son. So now he's going to prison. He's still got to keep up this image. Got to keep up this tough guy stuff. And he lost his father. At least a relationship that he had with him before is not the same because he testified against him. He's finna be spending the rest of his life in prison. He lost his brother years prior to this, which is why they're in this situation, because I believe that they took the lives of somebody who was making a diss song about the death of his brother. So the whole situation is just heartbreaking. And that is why we need men to step up and disciple and mentor and pour into the next generation. That is why I am an advocate for intergenerational discipleship. The older men need to be reaching out and pouring into the young brother. And young brothers, listen to me, man. Listen to the triple OGs. Listen to the people who are making sense. Listen to the people who are not in your environment, living the same lifestyle with you. I know it's going to feel odd and feel like they can't relate to me. They don't know where I come from, but listen to them. And some of them have. Some people been on the block and now they're in the boardroom. Some people been in your shoes, but they found their way out. So we have to be able to do a good job in our community and not allowing for things like this to consistently happen.